Good Friday morning. The devastation caused by that flood disaster only growing overnight.
But also powerful new images and stories of survivors are now emerging. It is August 28th. This is Today. Desperate search. Crews in Nepal racing to find hundreds of people, including dozens of Americans, still missing 2 days after that catastrophic flooding. Overnight, fears of new flooding emerging as the death toll continues to soar. We're there live with the very latest, and one of the Americans leading the Red Cross's recovery efforts will join us. To the extreme.
It was absolute chaos for about a minute or two straight.
Powerful storms once again slamming the Northeast, leading to new damage and even more flooding. Millions along the East Coast bracing for yet another round of torrential rain today. While out west, another day of record high temperatures on tap. We'll have your full weekend forecast. Verdict watch. Deliberations now underway at the Lindsay Clancy trial. Jurors weighing her fate, set to decide if she deliberately killed her 3 young children. We'll have a live report from the courthouse. 6 months and counting. The war with Iran still raging with no end in sight. President Trump saying he's in no hurry to restart peace talks. This as he escalates the trade war with Canada, signing an order to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America.
We have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean. So maybe we'll have to change the name of the Atlantic and or the Pacific.
The reaction and what's next live from the White House. From the heart, an emotional new tribute to Dolly Parton from her sister, sharing more about the music icon's life and final days. How she fought to help others to the very end. And the inspiring flood of fan donations now pouring in for the causes Dolly cared about so deeply. Those stories, plus King of the Courts.
How good is that?
20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer set to be immortalized in the International Tennis Hall of Fame this weekend. But first, he's opening up to Carson about the big milestone.
I've achieved a lot, but this is like the final hurrah.
Their exclusive conversation just ahead, August 28th, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melton. From Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today on this Friday morning. So glad you decided to start your weekend with us. Kristen Welker in for Savannah once again. Our top story this morning, we've got a lot of breaking news to get to, including the very latest overnight on that catastrophic flooding in Nepal and Tibet.
That's right. Rescue crews forced to temporarily halt their work after another lake just upstream from the flood zone began to overflow.
More than 500 people have been killed in the catastrophe so far. Roughly 1,000 others are still missing. The State Department saying this morning 90 Americans remain unaccounted for. 3 Americans have been rescued so far.
And take a look at this. New satellite images showing the extent of the devastation. A wide area alongside the river where buildings and bridges once stood, now just a wasteland of mud, rocks, and debris.
We've got it all covered for you this morning, including an interview with the American head of the Red Cross work in Nepal. But we'll start once again with NBC's Janice Mackey-Freer. She joins us live now just north of Kathmandu. Janice, good morning to you once again.
Craig, good morning. Day 3 after the catastrophic floods here, and the search for survivors continues to push on. The death toll now crossing 500. But ground searches were halted by the military this morning because of a new threat that more flooding could hit a region that's already reeling.
Across the disaster zone, a race to find survivors. Rescuers crawling through mud to get to people, then dragging them out. Reaching rooftops from the air, one of them pulling this boy to safety. Days after catastrophic flooding here that wiped out entire communities. Hundreds have been saved, but hundreds more are still missing. Outside a hospital in Kathmandu, posters are appealing for help. Dozens of Americans are still unaccounted for, among tourists caught up in the catastrophic flooding. In Kentucky, Hunar Rai desperate for news of her mother, who had traveled to the Himalayas for her birthday.
We're trying to hold on to anything we have at this moment, and yeah, she's not one to let go.
And this morning, a new threat. Reports that a lake created by all that floodwater in Tibet had burst, triggering panic downstream in Nepal.
Here at the river, officials are concerned that the water level may be rising, so they're using whistles and loudspeakers, telling people to move back. It's coming?
Coming, yeah, you're going to go safe side.
The area still reeling after the massive wave and furious speed of the water cut miles of devastation into the landscape here. Mud and water swallowing homes, bridges, roads, and schools. The search for those missing, including Americans, continues as relatives plead for help and hope.
We're desperate to find them. Please, please, please find them for us and let us know if they're safe.
The threat of more flooding could complicate an already difficult search mission, with roads, phone lines, and electricity cut off, and survivors not having any access to clean water, to food, or temporary shelter, with rain now in the forecast. Craig?
Janice Mackey Freer for us there. Janice, thank you. We're joined now by David Fisher, who is in Nepal. He is helping lead the efforts by the International Red Cross there. David, good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. I know how extremely busy you are. Search and rescue efforts, we understand that they were suspended overnight amid these new flooding fears. What can you tell us about where those operations stand right now as we speak?
There was, unfortunately, this morning a secondary flood along the same river span, and therefore the authorities sent out warnings asking everybody to move away from low-lying areas. And this paused both the relief and some of the search and rescue. I think on the China side of the border, they had already suspended all their search and rescue before this. From what we hear from our colleagues in the field, however, this was much, much less intense. It had not even reached the Novokot area by the afternoon, which was much, much slower than, unfortunately, the enormous and extremely rapidly moving wave on Wednesday. But it has paused and many activities. Our shipment of relief items was delayed and is only now on its way to Novokot.
David, given that secondary flood you mentioned, given the already harrowing conditions on the ground, what are the biggest challenges that you are facing right now in these search and recovery efforts?
The biggest challenge is still access. So there are most of Rasua, which is the district that was most heavily impacted by this enormous flood, is only accessible still by helicopter. That flood knocked out the bridges, it knocked out the roads, and so fresh water is being brought in by helicopter. The Nepal Army is involved in rescue, but we have not been able to bring at scale the relief items that people need there, nor have we been able to really do an assessment. So we're very, very worried about their well-being. Until today, we also had extremely limited contact with our own volunteers of Nepal Red Cross who live in these communities. But today, we thankfully were able to contact them and to find out that they are safe and working very closely with the armed forces.
Back here, David, it's been really hard for folks to get their heads around these devastating images, entire communities just decimated by walls of water. Rebuilding there, what does it even look like? What should the first order of business be?
Well, the first order of business has got to be basic needs. Many people, so many people have lost their homes. A lot of them in Novokot, at least, have gathered in schools and government buildings. We're providing food, we're providing blankets, we're providing some of the basics, hygiene items, but you can't live like this for very long. And it's really important that we start moving these people into much more acceptable housing as quickly as possible. And we also hope that we can move directly into permanent housing. So Nepal has experience in this after the hugely destructive earthquake of 2015 of supporting households to rebuild on their own with advice, with money, with technical oversight. They've done it before. They can do it again. And we have just launched an appeal worldwide for global solidarity to help us not only for this emergency, but for this permanent support for people to get back on their feet to start rebuilding their communities.
David Fisher with the International Red Cross. David, thank you for your time this morning, and thank you for all the extraordinary work that you're doing right now. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you again for having me.
We are also tracking severe weather here at home. Millions on the East Coast are bracing for heavy rain today on the heels of powerful storms that brought downpours, high winds, and flooding to the Northeast. We will get to the full forecast in just a moment, but first, NBC's Sam Brock is in Danbury, Connecticut. Sam, good morning.
Kristen, good morning. The ground already so saturated the trees can topple. That's exactly what did happen. This one splitting dramatically. Thankfully, Kristen, not onto any property, but there's a school nearby. At the same time, some trees coming dangerously close to homes, and floodwaters from New Jersey to Staten Island, Kristen, coming up to the hoods of cars, meaning many folks needed a hand just to get out of harm's way.
This morning, these soggy scenes stretching from New Jersey to New England. On New York's Staten Island, this roadway so swamped with floodwaters, the fire department had to walk this woman to safety as submerged cars nearby sat stranded. It's all the result of the latest flurry of thunderstorms to pound the region.
It was absolute just chaos for about a minute or two straight.
In upstate New York, ominous funnel clouds in the sky, trees downed, and this chaotic scene as a tornado warning prompted an immediate shutdown at a county fair. Elsewhere, blinding rain and flash flooding brought traffic to a crawl on many highways, this car floating underneath a bridge. Hail pinged off backyard decks, and homeowners dealt with fallen trees and high water that left many feeling under attack.
My whole house is flooded up to our garage. Like, the water's still coming. It's just coming like a whole river.
In Sayreville, New Jersey, investigators trying to figure out if a house fire that broke out during the storm was the result of a lightning strike. The weather providing plenty of drama and fallen trees from the Garden State to the suburbs of Philly.
It was pouring all day, but when I came out here to leave and I got to this parking lot, I saw that these cars were like almost completely up to the windows underwater.
And guys, in addition to the physical damage that you're looking here, the storms also wreaked havoc on flights. There were more than 8,000 nationally yesterday. To start the day today, it's just around 800. Better news for a Friday. Kristen, Greg, let me send it back to you.
Sam, just amazing no one was hurt when that tree fell. Thank you so much.
All right, let's get more on today's storm threat and what we can expect this weekend. For that, we turn to Saturday Today meteorologist Angie Lassman in for Al. Hey, Angie.
Hi, guys. We've got good news in the way that we're not seeing quite as robust severe weather today across parts of the Northeast, but we still have a slight risk across parts of the Atlantic cities stretching down to Atlanta for parts of the mid-Atlantic. This is going to be an area, too, that we watch for that heavy rain. We'll have hourly rainfall rates 1 inch to 3 inches, so still watching for some localized flooding there. Otherwise, out west, 31 million people under these heat alerts as we gear up for another day of triple-digit temperatures for folks across the Southwest and the potential for some record highs across parts of the Rockies. 94 in Denver today. That heat is on the move for tomorrow. Triple digits across parts of the Central Plains. And then looking way ahead to the end of the weekend and into early next week, we'll see that heat kind of building across parts of the Great Lakes in the Northeast. Notice 83 on Sunday in New York City. We're back to those mid-80s by the time Monday and Tuesday roll around. Nashville into the mid-90s as well, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, today marks 6 months since the start of the war with Iran. President Trump now trying to force Iran's allies to cut economic ties with the regime. He's also ramping up his trade war with a U.S. ally, Canada, with an executive order to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is following it all from the White House. Gabe, good morning to you.
Kirsten, good morning. Polling over the last few weeks shows President Trump's approval rating on the Iran war slumping. Meanwhile, 18 UN U.S. service members have been killed, more than 750 wounded, and some 50,000 American troops are still in the region. This morning marks 6 months into the war with Iran, and President Trump is now pushing new sanctions rather than military force.
Thank you very much.
Though he's brushing off a question about whether he's already spoken to any Iranian allies to pressure them to cut economic ties with the regime.
We don't want to speak to them.
The uncertainty comes as the cost of the war keeps growing. According to an NBC News estimate, it's between $80 and $100 billion. That's more than double the Pentagon's most recent projection. The president has offered shifting timelines for success.
We projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job.
But now saying he has no time schedule for Iran to return to negotiations. Yesterday, the president was focused on a different target, his trade war with Canada, signing an executive order to change the official name of Lake Ontario to Lake America.
Lake of America was something I've been thinking about for a long time.
The move comes after Canada responded to damaging tariffs from the U.S. with penalties of its own.
Canada's been ripping us off for a long time.
The escalating back and forth, possibly raising prices for consumers and businesses on both sides of the border. The name change order only has the power to affect how the U.S. government, not the rest of the world, refers to the lake. Canadian leaders are dismissing it.
He's trying to play the hits for his base, but I think everybody here thinks it's a little sad.
Canada's Prime Minister also noting the name Ontario is more than 400 years old, adding Canadians will always call it that, then, now, and always. The president doubling down, also touting a similar order he signed last year, renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
We have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean.
Also overnight, a federal judge temporarily blocked the U.S. Postal Service from carrying out the president's plan to restrict mail-in voting, concluding that it could spark chaos before the midterm elections. Kristen.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you so very much from the White House. And a quick programming note on politics with the midterms just 2 months away. This Sunday on Meet the Press, we'll be talking exclusively with Republican Senator Ted Cruz and Democratic Congressman Jim Clyburn.
There's more to get to here on a Friday morning, including powerful new tributes to Dolly Parton. One of them now coming from one of the legendary star's sisters, offering a new glimpse at Dolly's life and her final days as well. NBC's Joe Fryer joins us from Dolly's beloved hometown in Tennessee once again. Joe, good morning.
Craig, good morning. Dolly Parton's younger sister, Stella, says she's going to miss their weekly phone calls, talking over a cup of coffee. This has been a week filled with memories and with music as it becomes clear Dolly Parton's legacy is immortal.
For the first time since announcing Dolly Parton's death, the country legend's family is opening up about their grief. On Thursday, Parton's sister Stella posted this touching note, writing, "My sister was one of the most generous, thoughtful, and kind people I've ever known. What the world saw is exactly who she was." Stella also revealed, even as Dolly was facing her own health struggles, the singer planned one final act of altruism. She told me recently that if there was no hope for her, she would still allow her medical team to try experimental drugs in the hope of helping others in the future. Parton's life work has always been her music during her 60-year career. Now those unforgettable melodies are reaching new heights. Jolene, 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 Jolene. For the first time, Parton became Spotify's most streamed artist on Wednesday, securing the top 3 spots on the streamer's U.S. songs chart. She even took over radio. Stations across Tennessee simultaneously played I Will Always Love You on Thursday morning.
We love you, Dolly.
But now it seems the Queen of Country's legacy is shining as bright as her rhinestones.
Well, hey, it's Dolly.
Parton's new Songteller Hotel is still on track to open September 14th, followed shortly after by her Life of Many Colors Museum. But what may be the largest symbol of her enduring impact, Parton's Imagination Library, which has seen a noticeable increase in both enrollments and donations this past week. The group has now shipped more than 330 million free books, all part of Dolly's lasting commitment to promote child literacy.
I have to honestly say that I probably am as proud of this as anything I will ever do.
And a movement is underway to rename Nashville Airport Dolly Parton International. And online petitions collected about 150,000 signatures with support from some lawmakers, even Sheryl Crow. Craig and Kristen.
Probably just a matter of time, Joe. Joe Fryer for us there in Tennessee once again. Joe, thank you.
Yeah, sounds like a good move for sure. All right, we want to take a turn now, get the rest of Angie's forecast. Angie, what are you watching?
From one Dolly to another, guys. We've got Tropical Storm Dolly right now, just barely hanging on to tropical storm strength. This is going to weaken over the coming days, and it is going to bring some kind of meaningful rain to folks across Puerto Rico that actually need it. Otherwise, we'll see just some mild, gusty conditions. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your local forecast in the next 30 seconds. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Thanks,
All right, Angie, thanks so much. Well, still ahead, we are on verdict watch this morning as jurors deliberate the fate of Lindsay Clancy. Emily Ikeda will have a live report from the courthouse.
Also had NASA's next great telescope set to launch this weekend, an inside look at its historic mission and the mysteries of the universe it could unlock. But first, this is Today on NBC.
But first, we do have a lot of news to get to this half hour.
Yeah, that's right. Verdict watch is now underway at the high-profile Lindsay Clancy trial as jurors deliberate her fate. NBC's Emily Ikeda has been there all week for us. She's standing by now at the courthouse with the very latest. Emily, good morning to you.
Hey there, good morning to you guys. As you said, the fate of Lindsay Clancy is now in the hands of the jury after an intense day of closing arguments. Both Clancy and some jurors getting emotional at times with the question of whether she should be held criminally responsible for the killings of her 3 kids, yet to be answered.
This morning, jury deliberations in the murder trial of Lindsay Clancy entering their second day.
She left them discarded on the basement floor like broken toys because she was done playing the game.
After the prosecution and defense made their final pitches to a Massachusetts jury on Thursday.
She was a nurse, a daughter, a wife, and a darn good mother.
At stake, whether Clancy, who admits to killing her 3 young children in 2023 before attempting to take her own life, should be found guilty of first or second-degree murder, manslaughter, or not be held criminally responsible, as the defense has argued.
This young lady is not guilty of the killing of her children because she was suffering from a disease and defect.
The defense says the former labor and delivery nurse was experiencing postpartum psychosis, detailing Clancy's attempts to get help before and criticizing the police investigation in the aftermath.
Why wouldn't the police have grabbed this? They're all empty. You can see when they were prescribed.
But prosecutors allege Clancy planned her actions that day, saying she intentionally sent her then-husband out for errands before strangling her kids, Cora, Dawson, and Callan.
So why did she specifically do it? She was depressed. She was exhausted.
Outside the courthouse, some hoping the case sheds new light on maternal health.
Women's mental health after pregnancy is extremely important.
As Clancy and the country await a verdict.
Lindsay Clancy was obviously emotional in court. How's she doing after closing arguments?
She's doing all right. She's nervous. She's scared.
And the final jury was selected from a box, 9 women and 3 men, who will return to the courthouse later this morning to resume deliberations, guys.
All right, Emily Aketa for us there in Massachusetts. Em, thank you. NBC's senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett here with us in the studio. So, Laura, thank you for being here. Trial goes on for more than a month. Jurors heard from dozens of witnesses. Explain what these jurors are actually considering now. What are their options?
Yeah, the real question for this jury is, did Lindsay Clancy know the difference between right and wrong? Guys, they are not supposed to be experts in postpartum mental psychosis, right? They're not supposed to do that, but they do have to make an assessment about her state of mind. And if they think this was cold and calculated and premeditated, they have to find her guilty of first-degree murder, which means she would go away for life. But if instead they think it's something lesser than that, and it was in fact a killing, she says she killed her kids, right. Maybe it's something closer to manslaughter, she doesn't go away for life. That's why the defense wanted that instruction, to get that lesser charge included there. To the extent juries like to make compromises, that's why they wanted him.
You know, Laura, it was fascinating. During the closing arguments yesterday, the prosecution seemed to soften its tone a little bit. What do you make of that? Why was that part of the strategy?
Yeah, you wonder whether sort of the public sentiment and all of the attention around this case, you have people out there lined up in support of her. You think about like Luigi Mangione, for instance, right? People were mad about the insurance industry, and here people are mad about how women are treated by their doctors and health care. And so they're bringing sort of all of that in. And you wonder if the prosecution knows some of those jurors might be fired up about that issue too.
Let's go back to right or wrong for a second. That's what it comes down to. In December of 2022, she refuses to tell her healthcare providers that she is hearing things, voices to harm her children. The simple fact that she didn't tell them that, doesn't that in and of itself prove that she was aware of right and wrong?
The problem is that there's a mountain of evidence that she did ask for help and that she did tell them, and that she was carrying around a bag of different pills. And so the jury's going to have to make that assessment, Carson. They heard so much evidence. Some of those experts were battling. But no matter what happens here, guys, even if they find her not guilty, she is not getting off scot-free here. She will be committed to a mental institution for an indefinite period of time. The judge can do that. So it is not as if she just goes home and nothing happened, even if she's found not guilty.
Okay. Our senior legal correspondent, Laura Jarrett. Laura, thank you.
It's great to see you, Laura. Still to come, new details on a troubling concern for Marine One, the helicopter experiencing communication issues with air traffic controllers while the president was on board.
All right, but first, Tom Costello's getting up close and personal with the star of NASA's big weekend launch. What makes that telescope so special? We'll find out right after this. And we're back at 7:40 this morning on In Depth today, an event that has astronomers and space enthusiasts on pins and needles.
Yeah, NASA preparing for the weekend launch of the most advanced deep space telescope ever. It's designed to help us learn more about the universe and whether humans are alone.
NBC's Tom Costello went into the clean room to see that telescope before the big day. Tom, good morning. This is exciting. What an assignment.
Yeah, guys, listen, whether you have a PhD in astrophysics or you just look up at the stars and wonder, how did we get here? This mission has got a lot of us very excited, right? So this telescope is going to widen our gaze, allowing us to see thousands of planets, millions of galaxies, billions of stars, and hopefully answer the question, how did this all come together, and are we alone?
Ready for launch in Florida, the telescope that NASA believes will literally chart a new map, a new atlas of the universe. Named after NASA's first chief astronomer, the Nancy Grace Roman telescope will orbit 1 million miles from Earth, with a field of view 100 times wider than the Hubble telescope, and able to chart 200 times more sky in a single image than a Hubble image. Before Roman arrived in Florida, we suited up at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center to see it for ourselves, entering a clean room to keep hair and dust, even skin cells, from contaminating NASA's most advanced telescope yet.
We don't want anything on those beautiful optics, messing up any of our images.
Behind that mask is Mission Systems engineer Mark Melton.
Are you guys excited?
Thrilled. When that first image comes down, I'm sure there'll be tears in my eyes.
Here's why. NASA has already confirmed roughly 6,000 planets. Roman is expected to discover tens of thousands of new planets beyond our solar system, millions of galaxies, and tens of billions of stars.
So Roman is going to map out in 3D the universe, giving astronomers a view of how the universe changed and actually grew over time. And it will send back images, a massive trove of data that would take Hubble hundreds of years to capture.
My hope is that the most exciting science from Roman is the thing that I can't tell you yet because we haven't discovered it.
And this may be what changes everything. Roman is carrying a coronagraph that will look at various planets' reflected light patterns, allowing scientists then to analyze a planet's chemistry. A future telescope will then use that data to zoom in on distant planets that could have the ingredients for life.
Roman is going to give us the capability to then build the instrument that will tell us whether there's life on other planets.
And that's what everybody wants to know.
I think everybody wants to know that, and if you give us some time, we will have the answer.
Roman, unlocking mysteries about dark energy, stars, planets, and galaxies far, far away.
Yeah, Sunday morning launch. If you're wondering whether we could one day visit those planets, consider this. This is going to be mind-blowing. Crossing our own galaxy would take at least 100,000 years at the speed of light. We don't have that technology. In a conventional rocket, it would take 3 to 5 billion years. And guys, the Earth is only expected to survive for another billion. Back to you.
All right, Tom.
Sounds like the answer is no.
Yeah, exactly. What an incredible piece. I wonder if they'll find little green people walking around.
You know what? If they do, Tom Costello would tell us on Monday or Tuesday.
I'll be there. That's right. Beam me up, Scotty. I'm on the way. Yeah.
Tom, thank you. Good to have you back from vacation. He clearly got a lot of rest. Yeah. A lot of rest. Tom's back. Back here on Earth, Angie Lastman, how are we looking?
I'm impressed by Tom's math. Guys, we're looking better than we were just 24 hours ago, especially across the Northeast. Notice over the past basically 12 hours, things have really calmed down here. Most of that activity is now sitting offshore, but we're not totally in the clear for parts of the mid-Atlantic and the Southeast today. That's where we'll see some of that unsettled weather with multiple rounds of some of this heavy rain expected. You'll notice that we could potentially see some localized flooding. It's not going to be widespread, but still some areas potentially picking up multiple inches of rain by the time this is all said and done. Tomorrow, most of that rain, again, centered across parts of the Southeast. We'll pick up an inch or two in some of these spots. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
All right, weather's covered. Carson's going to do Pop Start in just a bit. And then our holiest boost ever, featuring a pair of must-see pups that are going viral. We'll do that right after this. We are back, and this is a big deal. Moderator Meet the Press, Kristen Welker,
oh boy,
is now going to do the morning boost.
Ooh, this is a big one, guys. This is a big moment. Well, we have a great one out of Colombia, where a priest has become a social media sensation thanks to his canine companions. Look at them there. Father Carlos posts adorable videos of his pups joining him during Mass. He rescued Simone and his mom, Luna, making them part of the parish. They even sing along with fellow worshipers. The dog's often standing by the priest at the altar, keeping a watchful eye and giving new meaning to the term dogma of faith. And this week, Father Carlos and his canines captured hearts once again with a beautiful moment that shows the power, get it?
Yeah.
The power of prayer. Take a look. There's Simone sitting in the chair. He reaches out to his paw, holding hands with the priest while he prays over a young woman. How great is that, guys? The power of pups.
Well done.
Thank you.
That was very good.
The holding of the paw.
You think I could do it again sometime?
Yes. Anytime JBH isn't here.
There you
Amazing.
go.
If Uncle Hour here, you know the puns would be flying
He'd
all
probably
over.
find 5 more, but
He
it
would.
was my first time.
That was
so
good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Still to come, a Friday Pop Start packed with new music, movie stars, and a long-awaited TikTok debut. Plus, also on the way, our exclusive conversation with Roger Federer at the International Tennis Hall of Fame before his induction this weekend. After local news.
It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, search for survivors. Rescuers racing to find hundreds of people still missing after that catastrophic flooding. Authorities now raising new flood fears, even the death toll continuing to rise. We're there live with the very latest. And air scare. New details this morning on those troubling communication issues between President Trump's helicopter and air traffic controllers in Washington.
Oh, I couldn't hear any of that, Roger.
How the FAA is responding to the growing scrutiny. Straight ahead. Then, Hall of Famer. Our exclusive interview with tennis legend Roger Federer, looking back on his storied career.
I've achieved a lot, but this is like the final hurrah.
And now defining greatness off the court ahead of his induction into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. All that, plus Nicole Kidman making a magical debut. The Muppets honoring their former co-star Tim Curry.
What have we here?
Today, Friday, August 28th, 2026.
From Birmingham, Alabama.
It's my birthday! Traveled from Tucson, Arizona. Dallas, Texas. Baltimore, Maryland. And Lake Charles, Louisiana. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Celebrating Megan's 24th birthday. Hi, Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, she, Georgie. Birthday trip to NYC.
Our 40th.
Ready for BB Rexall!
First, though, we want to start this hour of Today with your news at 8. We are going to begin once again with that flooding disaster in Nepal. This morning, rescue crews are racing to find hundreds of people, including dozens of Americans still missing after the catastrophe 2 days ago. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer is live just north of Kathmandu with the very latest. Janice, good morning to you once again.
Craig, good morning. The search for survivors continues to push ahead here, with the death toll now crossing 500. And today, a new threat that more flooding could hit a region that is already reeling.
Across the disaster zone, a race to find survivors. Rescuers crawling through mud to get to people, then dragging them out. Reaching rooftops from the air, one of them pulling this boy to safety. Days after catastrophic flooding here that wiped out entire communities. Hundreds have been saved, but hundreds more are still missing. Outside a hospital in Kathmandu, posters are appealing for help. Dozens of Americans are still unaccounted for, among tourists caught up in the catastrophic flooding. In Kentucky, Huna Rai desperate for news of her mother, who had traveled to the Himalayas for her birthday.
We're trying to hold on to anything we have at this moment, and yeah, she's not one to let go.
And this morning, a new threat. Reports that a lake created by all that floodwater in Tibet had burst, triggering panic downstream in Nepal.
Here at the river, officials are concerned that the water level may be rising, so they're using whistles and loudspeakers, telling people to move back. It's coming?
Yeah, you're going to go safe side.
The Red Cross leader for the area saying this morning on Today, rescuers are still struggling to reach those in need.
The biggest challenge is still access. That flood knocked out the bridges, it knocked out the roads.
The search for those missing, including Americans, continues as relatives plead for help and hope.
We're desperate to find them. Please, please, please find them for us and let us know if they're safe.
Despite offers of search and rescue assistance from some countries, officials in Nepal say their security forces are going to handle this, with more than 1,000 people still missing and heading into another night. Craig?
Janice Mackey Freer live for us in Nepal. Janice, thank you.
There are new details this morning on troubling communication issues between the president's helicopter, Marine One, and air traffic controllers in Washington. Yesterday, controllers were unable to hear radio messages from the chopper as it was taking off with President Trump on board. And it's not the first time. Separately, the FAA is also looking to discipline 2 air traffic controllers who left their shifts early on the night of a deadly crash at New York's LaGuardia Airport. That's where we find NBC's Jesse Kirsch. Jesse, good morning to you.
Kristen, good morning. Before that deadly crash here between an airliner and a fire truck, those air traffic controllers left work early, possibly with supervisor permission, according to a source with knowledge of the situation. This with news of a second concerning incident involving President Trump's helicopter in less than a month.
This morning, growing scrutiny over communication issues between President Trump's Marine One and air traffic controllers at Reagan National Airport.
Marine One is trying to reach you.
On Thursday, right before the president's helicopter lifted off near the White House, a senior administration official tells NBC News his pilots struggled to get through to the tower.
Oh, I couldn't hear any of that, Roger.
The FAA says Marine One's 3-minute liftoff notice was eventually communicated by alternate means, and contact was established before takeoff. The incident coming the same day the NTSB released a new preliminary report about an incident earlier this month. Marine One, seen in this convoy, was lifting off with the president on board while a commercial airliner was cleared for takeoff at the same time.
Okay, no 3 minutes, Roger, proceed brief.
According to the report, at one point the 2 aircraft were vertically just 700 feet apart. The report also says air traffic controllers didn't get some communications from the chopper because it was taking off from a temporary location, moved due to the president's White House construction.
That made it blind to the antenna that the FAA had set up for those communications.
The FAA has now relocated an antenna to help improve communications. The White House saying earlier this month that at no point was the president in harm's way. We're also learning more about what happened the night of this deadly plane crash back in March at New York's LaGuardia Airport. An Air Canada jet slammed into a fire truck that was cleared to cross the runway, killing both pilots and injuring dozens. The FAA confirming to NBC News it's considering disciplinary action, including termination against 2 controllers who they say left early that night, possibly with their supervisor's permission. That left just 2 controllers in the tower on a busy night.
The NTSB has previously said that control tower staffing is part of its investigation. Meanwhile, the FAA says in 2026 it has hired over 2,000 controllers, the most in a single year. Kristen.
Jesse Kirsch live for us at LaGuardia. Jesse, thank you.
To the NFL now. It is the final weekend of preseason action, and last night it was all about the Battle of L.A. The Rams and the Chargers squaring off at SoFi Stadium.
On the defensive end along with his special team stardom. Chargers bring the house. Simpson has to get away. Across his body, end zone. It is caught. Brennan Presley on the run for the touchdown.
The Rams' first-round draft pick there, Ty Simpson, giving his team the lead with the TD pass in the second quarter. They would add another touchdown in the fourth. They would hold on to win that 20-18. The Rams, a legit contender to win it all this year, finished the preseason perfectly, 3-0. And oh, by the way, don't forget, the regular season kicking off right here on NBC Wednesday, September 9th. Pats at the defending Super Bowl champ Seahawks.
Yes, football season
Football's
is here.
back, baby.
Yes, and Pop starts on the way.
Yes.
And Carson's standing by for
Raiders
that.
lost, by the way. Raiders
Yeah,
lost.
well, we didn't report.
Raiders subscribe to that theory of like bad dress rehearsal, good show.
Yeah.
That's their preseason. So I think we're going to be
There you
okay.
go.
I don't know if that means anything. Guys, our friend Kenny Chesney, however, is breaking out the goldfish for what he calls the happiest breakup song that he's ever performed. We're going to give that a listen, a bunch of other great new stuff that's out. It's New Music Friday.
All right. First, we got our money's worth out of Mr. Daly this week. He is going to share his exclusive one-on-one conversation with Roger Federer. They sat down ahead of Milestone Weekend for his induction into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. We'll do that right after this.
We are back at 8:15 with a defining moment in the storied career of tennis legend Roger Federer.
Yes, he is receiving the sport's highest honor this weekend, induction into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. And Carson Daly, you traveled to Newport, Rhode Island to catch up with the man himself before the big day.
That is right. And of course, we all know that Savannah is our go-to for all things Roger. But given the fact that SG's on vacation, I was more than happy to take her place this time around. You know, when it comes to tennis icons, it's hard to top Roger Federer. For decades, he's defined greatness both off and on the court. Now the 20-time Grand Slam champion finally has some time to reflect on everything he's accomplished as he adds one more title to his list, Hall of Famer.
With every step, a magnificent performance from Roger Federer. And every stroke. Gonna win that one. What a shot. Roger Federer made excellence look effortless. How good is that? A master of the sport, now being welcomed into the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
First man to 20 Grand Slams, the record-setting 8 Wimbledons, 237 consecutive weeks at #1. Where does this fit in?
Hi, this is important stuff. It's taken me a lot of hours of playing tennis and a lot of numbers to get here, and but this ranks very high because I've achieved a lot. But this is like the final hurrah. So I'm very, very excited.
When you were fighting for those titles and playing hours of tennis, was this the goal? Were you thinking about the International Tennis Hall of Fame?
Not so much, but I would like it to be. I would like the juniors of the futures to think I want to be world #1, want to get into the Hall of Fame. In Switzerland and in Europe, we're not so much, you know, when it comes to the whole Hall of Fame thing.
It's an American thing.
It's an American thing, but I think it's a really good thing. You know, you preserve history very nicely in this regard.
A history Federer loves to celebrate.
You see, these are all like ball cans.
Oh, wow.
Over all the years.
Yeah.
It's cool, you know. Like,
very cool.
Taking me through the halls that pay tribute to his career and the tennis greats that came before him.
Pete Sampras is here.
Yep.
You see Michael Chang.
Pistol Pete.
Yeah, Monica Seles. So they all get a racket, and this is mine for
there it is.
Starting this year. Yeah.
It's easy to feel like a Hall of Famer when you've won 5 U.S. Opens in a row.
Yes.
But when you lose to your rival in 08.
You lose your #1 ranking.
And you strike me as the type of guy that the comeback might be greater than the sustaining of success.
I think for me, it's equal in many ways. You know, the ascent, I thought the ascent to the unknown, let's say world #1 or Wimbledon champion or winning in New York, is very, very hard. And then maintaining it, I feel like I had a little bit more clarity because I knew what I needed to do. And then comes the unknown again, like how do I get back? Get back on the horse after defeat, or how do I get back after surgery? I learned a lot through those moments, and maybe that's also partially, obviously, that made me a Hall of Famer.
Federer announced his retirement in 2022, a decision he says he's never questioned.
Was there ever a time where you thought about coming back?
No. I think it maybe would have been potentially different if my body was like fully in shape, and I would wake up in the morning and go like, my God, like I'm still striking the ball super good.
You were reminded that you could.
My body and my knee has gone through like 5 surgeries, and that knee is tired. And that knee deserves a break. And I played until I was basically 40 years old. I squeezed that lemon out, and I knew that, you know, by the end. And I've also always been of the opinion myself from my own experience and my own career. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm not the kind of guy who's going to retire and then come back.
While his competitive career may be behind him,
please welcome 20-time Grand Slam champion from Basel, Switzerland, Roger Federer.
Fans made it clear they still love Federer Tuesday when he returned to the U.S. Open for an exhibition match.
It was a great moment for me to be able to personally say thank you. Also sharing the court with McEnroe, Agassi, and Roddick, all U.S. Open champs, Hall of Famers, and just like being all together like that and be able to sell out a crowd. That was, I mean, very, very cool.
The 8-time Wimbledon champ now spends time on another kind of green with a former foe turned friend, Rafael Nadal.
I'm wondering if that rivalry carries over to the golf course. He's good.
Yes, he's very good.
How good are you?
Well, the problem is he's that good that there's no real rivalry yet, because like chess, you know, when you enter a chess game, you know who's going to win at this,
right.
and he's still.
Well, you're supposed to get shots. Yeah. He's supposed to give you a bunch of shots.
True, that's true. In golf, you could do that, but we didn't do it. We just actually went on the course to hang out.
How do you reflect on your career now? What sorts of things come to mind?
just very proud that I was able to play this game. When I see the Sinner and Alcaraz do what they're doing nowadays, I'm like, what? I used to be there and do something somewhat similar on these courts with the pressure. I'm happy that I was able to live that life and hopefully have also inspired young kids to pick up a tennis racket or do sports and go out there and do it. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey. I'm very happy and proud of that.
I mean, as great as he was on the court competitively, what a guy.
Yeah.
This is as advertised. It's a humble, smart, cares so much about the future of the sport. The Hall of Famers that he met yesterday. His family, he got to tour that Hall of Fame. It was his first time there in Newport at the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And he toured it with Mirka, his wife, and the kids in the morning. And he has such reverence for those who came before him. It was just a beautiful thing. He, as you'll probably hear in his speech over the weekend, he'll talk about those who got him there. And his family's a big part of that, which I, of course, admire as well. I should also mention that our friend and legendary broadcaster, Mary Carrillo, is also been inducted this weekend. So congrats to Mary. It'll be a packed house in Newport. They put tickets on sale. They sold out in 2 minutes, and that's after the hall
I bet.
added like 50 feet away from where this will take place. They have a huge stadium there. There's going to be a watch party. It all sold out in a matter of moments. So
wow.
We'll be looking forward to that.
That was a great
Congratulations to Roger. I appreciate his time yesterday.
Great conversation. You did Savannah proud.
Thank you very much.
Nice. All right, Carson. You had a little tennis adventure, Craig.
Well, if you want to call it that. Yes, we were over at the Lotte last night, the Palace Invitational at the Lotte. Lindsay and I were joined by some of the biggest names in tennis. Serena was there, of course.
Wow.
Our kids were a ball boy and a ball girl. And then they had to move it inside because of the weather. So we played it was pickleball with a tennis ball. So, but we'll have more coming up on the third hour.
I love this inside court.
Yeah.
They put that up in like 3 hours, too.
Well, Serena's supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, but that's on hold now.
She keeps coming back. Keeps coming back. Angie Lastman in for Al with another check of that weekend weather. Hey,
I hope we get to see you on that court later, Craig. We'll be watching. We otherwise have some really nice conditions across parts of the Great Lakes. Sunny skies if you're trying to play tennis or be outdoors. Not so much across the southeast where we'll deal with heavy rain and hot conditions across the southwest.
Carson, we're making you earn that paycheck
Let's
today.
do it, baby.
Pop star
love
too.
it. I absolutely love it. Let's get to New Music Friday. We're going to kick things off with K-pop star Jennie, who's out with a new EP called Fallen Angel. 3 new tracks on that, and a music video for this one, the title track. Take a look.
Hey, can't you stay? Don't leave a fallen angel out here on her own. Find a place wherever we land is where we turn into a home. Can't you stay? Don't leave a fallen angel out here on her own.
Good-looking video there. This new Jennie is out, Fallen Angel. We'll move on now on this New Music Friday to Kenny Chesney, the country superstar, gearing up to release his upcoming album, Silver Sands Marina, with the release of Goldfish, and that does come complete with a music video shot in Hawaii.
Snug as a bug, happy as a clam. Blissfully, I wouldn't give a damn, but here I am. 3 sheets to the wind and 2/3 gone. I'm drunk as a skunk in a honky-tonk, just trying to get over you.
Amazing they went all the way to Hawaii for that shot.
It really captures
Long way to go. That's the single cover shot there. You can watch the video on your own time. We got to keep going here at Pop Start, but it's a good time to remind you, Kenny's going to be popping by our plaza, give us a performance in a few weeks, and that is September 17th, and that is always a good time here if you're in the area. Finally, another artist is stopping by the plaza in the fall. It's Alex Warren. He'll be here in October. The singer is out with his sophomore album today called Wild Child. It features that track. It's a new one called Emerald Eyes.
Helpless, hopeless, oh, and she knows it, taking me right to the edge, and I can't fight the feeling, I'm ready to die, right off the deep end, never dies, that drug you're dealing, the ceiling, a piece of my soul, say you'll never let me go.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Not bad. Not a bad New Music Friday. Friday, right? Some solid stuff in there. A little more down to mid-tempo type releases, but that's all good. Alex Warren's going to be here on October 2nd on the Plaza again. Looking forward to that. Come on down if you're in the area and join us for Alex. And quickly here on Pop Star, we're going to end with Nicole Kidman, the Oscar winner, taking some of her famed movie magic to TikTok. Nicole making her debut on the platform yesterday with a montage of clips from the European premiere of Practical Magic 2, showing off her red carpet look, even blowing some kisses to the camera. Video also showing her lining up the red carpet and signing some autographs with Sandra Bullock.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.